Now, let's discuss about accessory glands like liver as well as pancreas. Another one more accessory gland, that is salivary gland, that is already in the first term we have discussed. So, the liver. Liver is the largest gland in the body. Okay, liver means it is the largest gland in the body, and its main function, it secretes bile, secretion of bile. Bile is not an enzyme. It is not an enzyme. It is just a juicy substance. Or bile means it is a juicy secretion of the liver. It is not an enzyme. Clear? Then the bile, the function, main function of bile, that is emulsification of fat. Emulsification means breakdown of fats. That means it helps in the breakdown of large fat molecules into simpler forms. So this is large fat globule, and this is its conversion or breakdown of these large fat globule into smaller fats unit. Smaller fat units. So, the process of conversion or the process of breakdown of large units or large fat globule into simpler form, into smaller forms. So, these smaller particles or smaller fat globules, that process is known as emulsification. Then after the emulsification only, the fat digesting enzyme can act upon the smaller fat molecule. Then further the digestion of fat, that will take place with the help of fat digesting enzymes. Bile, so it is the fluid or the juice that is secreted by the liver, and the main function, that is emulsification, or it helps to emulsify the fat. Then the bile, it is produced by the liver and it is stored in gallbladder. It is stored in gallbladder. So bile is secreted from liver and bile is stored in gallbladder. Gallbladder stores bile. The function of gallbladder stores the bile which is secreted from liver. The main function of bile is not an enzyme, but the main function, it also have important role in the process of digestion. That means emulsification of fat, that means large fat globules. It helps in the breakdown of large fat globules into smaller fat globules. Then further, the digestive enzymes, fat digesting enzymes can act upon these smaller fat molecules. That means lipase. Lipase is an enzyme which helps in the conversion or which helps in the digestion of these fat molecules. So these fat molecules will finally converted into, by the action of lipase, it converted into fatty acids and glycerol. Another accessory gland, that is pancreas. So it is the second largest gland. Pancreas is the second largest gland, and it secretes both digestive enzymes as well as hormone. So hormones like insulin, glucagon, then glucagon is the hormone secreted from this pancreas. So the main function, they helps in the regulation of level of glucose. Okay, the regulation of level of glucose, that is mainly controlled by the secretion. Which type of secretion? Hormonal secretion that comes from the pancreas, that is insulin as well as glucagon. Then it also secretes some digestive enzymes. So pancreas is known as dual gland. Dual means two glands or two types of, because two types of secretions are, dual means two. So two types of secretion that comes from pancreas. One is enzyme and another secretion, that is hormone. Hormones like insulin as well as glucagon, and enzymes. Enzyme means that is pancreatic enzymes. Pancreatic enzymes, main pancreatic enzymes are trypsin, lipase and amylase. Then trypsin means like pepsin, which is secreted from the gastric gland or stomach. That is the main function of pepsin, that is digestion of protein. So here trypsin main function, digestion of protein. Proteins, it helps in the breakdown of proteins. Then lipase. Lipase means they are also enzyme which helps in the breakdown or which helps in the conversion of fat, smaller fat. So digestion of fats or breakdown of smaller fat globules into fatty acids and glycerol. Then amylase, pancreatic amylase. So already salivary amylase, the function of salivary amylase, that is breakdown of starch into glucose. So here also it helps in the breakdown or conversion of starch into simpler sugars. So conversion of starch into simpler sugars like glucose, fructose, galactose, etc. As well as the fat. It helps in the conversion of fat into fatty acids and glycerol. Then proteins into amino acids. Proteins into amino acids. So trypsin or the pancreatic enzyme trypsin helps in digestion of protein, breakdown of proteins into amino acid. Lipase helps in the conversion of fat into fatty acids and glycerol. Then amylase, that helps in the conversion or the breakdown of starch into simpler sugars like glucose, fructose, etc. Then this is the main role of pancreas or accessory gland. Accessory gland means that is the pancreas, second largest gland. So two types of secretions are there. One is enzymatic secretion as well as hormonal secretion. Then now let's discuss about the small intestine. Small intestine, the stomach, this J-shaped sac-like structure, the stomach, it leads to coiled tubular structure that is known as small intestine. It is near about 6 to 7.5 centimeters long. And three main parts are present, that is duodenum, that is the first part, then middle part, that is jejunum, and the last part, that is ileum. So the starting part of the small intestine, the starting part that is known as duodenum. Then its middle part, like this middle part, that middle part is known as jejunum. And it's the end part, final part or its end part, this part that is known as third part, that is known as ileum. So three parts are there, duodenum, jejunum and ileum. Then the liver as well as pancreas. Already we have explained about that. Liver and pancreas. Liver, its secretion that is known as bile. So bile from the liver as well as pancreas. Pancreas means its secretion that is known as pancreatic. Secretion of pancreas, that is pancreatic juices. So bile that's secreted from the liver as well as the pancreatic juices that's secreted from the pancreas, which contains digestive enzymes like trypsin, pancreatic amylase, pancreatic lipase, that is poured into this small intestine. Then further the digestion process or the further breakdown of food material that takes place within this small intestine. So we can say that from the small intestine, almost the digestion process that is completed within the small intestine, as well as the absorption. Most of the substances that is absorbed within this small intestine. So the small intestine, it have folded inner walls or folded structure or folded finger-like structure. That folded finger-like structure that is known as villi. Villi or villi. So these finger-like structure which are present in the inner walls of small intestine, that is known as villi. the main function of villi, it increases the surface area. These villi and microvilli, they increases the surface area of the small intestine, and it helps in more absorption of substances, or more efficient absorption of substances, or maximum absorption is possible due to this presence of villi or folded finger-like structure. Then this peristalsis that also takes place within the stomach as well as within the small intestine, and it pushes or it moves the undigested food to large intestine. So from the small intestine, after the digestion process, after the completion of digestion, the unwanted substances or semi-solid substances or the undigested food that is pushed to large intestine due to peristaltic movement. This is the figure or the structure which shows villi. So, the main features of villi, or what are the particular adaptations of villi that helps in villi for maximum absorption of substances. The first and most important point, that means villi have thin epithelium. So, the skin of each villus is only one cell thick. So, only one cell thick means very thin cell, only one cell thick. So, due to this one cell thick characteristic feature, it allows absorption to very fast. So, it enables fast absorption of substances through this one cell thick or only single cell thick epithelium is present in the villi. So, due to the single cell or due to this one cell thick, due to that, it creates maximum absorption or more efficient absorption or very fast absorption of substances. Then another important one, second point, that is the lacteal. Lacteal means it is like a blood vessel, lymph vessel or lymphatic vessel, lymph, or the lymphatic vessel, that is known as lacteal. So this is the main function of lacteal. The lacteal present in this villi, it helps in the absorption of fatty acids and glycerol. Fatty acids and glycerol means actually globules of fats that is break down into simpler as well as soluble form, that is known as fatty acid and glycerol. So these fatty acid and glycerol that is absorbed along the help of, with the help of the lacteal which is present in the villi. Then another feature, good blood supply. That means the villus, they have the blood capillaries, or they are richly supplied with blood vessels. Actually, this villi or villus, they are richly supplied with blood vessels or blood capillaries. So, they are able to absorb simple sugars and amino acids. So, the blood capillaries or the richly supplied blood vessels or blood capillaries or network of blood capillary which present in the villus, they absorb simple sugars. Simple sugars means the carbohydrates are converted into simple sugars. So the absorption of simple sugars, that is takes place with the help of that blood vessels or blood capillaries. Then the absorption of amino acids. Amino acids means it is the end product of breakdown of proteins. So amino acids. So proteins are converted into amino acids. So that also absorbed along with the help of this villi or the blood capillaries that is present in the villi. So the fatty acids or the fats, end product of fat, that is fatty acid and glycerol. Then end product of carbohydrate, that is simple sugars. End product of protein, that is amino acid. Once again I will repeat it. The end product of fats, that are fatty acids and glycerol, simple and soluble form. End product of carbohydrate, they are simple sugars like glucose, fructose and all. So these simple sugars, they are actually the end product of carbohydrate digestion. Then the end product of proteins, end product of protein digestion, that is amino acid. So fatty acid, glycerol, simple sugars as well as amino acids. That means they are in simpler as well as soluble form. Then after the digestion process as well as the absorption process that it takes place from the small intestine, the unwanted substances or the semi-solid substance that is pushed towards or pushed to large intestine due to peristaltic movement. Now this waste is pushed into the expanded portion that is known as the rectum of the large intestine. Then the solid waste that stays in the rectum, then after long time it will stay here near about 10 to 12 hours. Then after that, during the excretion process or the final stage of digestion process, that is egestion or excretion process, now the semi-solid waste material that is known as feces, and this feces that is excreted out through the external opening that is known as anus. Then the appendix, another one more structure, that means the appendix that is hangs on the right side of large intestine. This appendix that is not having any particular role in case of digestion. Clear? So now this unwanted substance or semi-solid substance that is reached to the large intestine, and at the time of excretion process, the semi-solid waste that is known as feces that is excreted out or ejected out through external opening that is known as anus. This is the figure that shows the structure of large intestine. So this is the appendix that hangs. This hanging part, that small projection that is known as appendix, it do not have any role in case of digestion process. Then the starting part of large intestine that is known as colon, ascending colon. Then this transverse portion that is known as transverse colon. Then the descending part, it coming downward, this descending part that is known as descending column. Then it leads to the end part that is known as the rectum. Then this rectum, it leads to external opening that is known as anus. Now let's have an overall view of human digestive system or alimentary canal. So it starts from the mouth and it ends in anus. So this end part, it is known as anus. So it starts from mouth and it ends in anus. So human digestive system is said to be complete digestive system. Then this mouth, the physical digestion that it takes place within the mouth with the help of tongue as well as the teeth. So teeth help to chew and tongue it helps to mix this food with saliva. So salivary glands, teeth as well as tongue, they are present in the stomach. So they helps in the digestion process or breakdown of large food into simple forms. Then further, these food borders that will move downward through a muscular tube that is known as esophagus. So it connects mouth with stomach. So due to this peristaltic movement which takes place along this muscular wall of esophagus, it pushes downward the food borders towards the stomach. So now food is properly mixed with the gastric juices present inside the stomach, and chemical digestion that takes place. Chemical digestion means that it takes place with the help of digestive enzymes like pepsin. Digestion of protein takes place within the stomach. Then now this food, it is pushed downward and now it reaches to folded part that is known as small intestine. Then small intestine receives the secretion from the liver, that means bile that is secreted from the liver, as well as the secretion from pancreas, pancreatic enzymes like trypsin, lipase as well as amylase that is secreted from the pancreas, and further process or breakdown of these food like starch, protein as well as fat, it takes place within this small intestine. So the main function of bile, that is the emulsification of fat or breakdown of large fat molecule into smaller one. Then this complete digestion as well as the absorption process that is almost completed within the small intestine itself. Then now these unwanted substances, that semi-solid waste, it will push down to the large intestine, and the waste material that is stored within this large intestine, and at the time of excretion, these feces that is moved out or excreted out through external opening, that is known as anus. Then this is large intestine. Then only the absorption of water that takes place within this large intestine. From small intestine, the absorption of, because already I have explained that large intestine have, small intestine have villi, small finger-like projection, that is known as villi. So lacteal which present in the villi, they absorb fatty acid as well as glycerol. Then another structure, that means richly supplied blood capillaries or blood vessels, or that blood capillaries, they helps in the absorption of simple sugars as well as amino acid. Then the absorption of water, that is takes place within large intestine. Only the absorption of water that it takes place within large intestine. There is no other absorption of any other substances. Only absorption of water that it takes place from large intestine. Then finally, excretion process or ingestion. So 5 stages: ingestion, that is through mouth. After the ingestion, digestion. With the help of digestive enzymes, digestion will take place. Then absorption, after the digestion process, these simpler as well as soluble substances that is absorbed from this small intestine. Then its assimilation or the utilization of that nutrients or that absorbed nutrients by our body cells. Then the last stage or the 5th stage, that is ingestion or excretion, that is mainly takes place through anus.